And this past weekend, I changed out a couple of bulbs and I started to get this crazy strobing effect. To explain a little bit more about how this can happen, most dimmers are two-wire dimmers, so there's a hot and a load side on the dimmer. And that is where a problem sometimes begins, because with a two-wire dimmer, there's no dedicated neutral going to that dimmer. So the dimmer steals a little bit of power through the bulb itself, even when the bulb is off at a very low dim level. And that's often where a problem can occur. So to simplify this, the dimmer is sending a little bit of power through the bulb in order to keep the electronics alive on the dimmer switch itself. Many bulb drivers don't like this and they end up flickering or strobing either at a low level, a low dim level, or you might get some kind of a problem even when the dimmer switch is off. So what's happening in the bulb driver, and especially on cheaper bulbs, is that the driver sees this little bit of current flowing through it and doesn't know what to do with it. And it ends up trying to reset the driver on the bulb or reset the electronics. And then you get that strobing effect or random flashes. Now typically on a new install, if you rough it in with the neutral, then a switch like I have up here on the slide is a neutral required switch. And that pretty much almost always eliminates any type of a strobing problem. The power is always there at the switch. Now on most of the LED switches that you buy today, there's going to be a low end adjustment on there. So on the initial install of that dimmer switch, if you do have some type of a strobing or flashing, one thing you can do is make an adjustment to that low end dial and just slowly start sliding it up. So essentially what that low end adjustment is going to do is it's going to raise the minimum brightness. So you won't be able to dim the lights down as low as you might want. The other thing that can come in effect is with shared neutrals. If the neutrals that are shared are in the same phases, if you have loose connections or you have poorly grouped neutrals so that somebody grabbed a neutral that was on a shared. So how do you fix LED strobing? On the slide I have up here, I'm giving you a list of from the easiest to the more difficult. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure the bulb is compatible, that you actually have an LED dimmer, and also that that bulb is recommended. Most of the time, a cheap bulb is going to cause a problem for you as soon as you put it in. That's kind of probably what happened with me. You can adjust the dimmer's low end trim. You can upgrade to a neutral wire dimmer. If you have a neutral tied to the dimmer, then you have power always available at the dimmer switch. So you're not trying to steal anything from the bulb. Or if you have some type of a sure neutral problem. So for me, I have a Lutron dimmer and I went to their compatibility tool. So you click on the bulb to determine what type of bulb you need. Then you're going to go to look at the dimmers. You see that that's my particular dimmer there. So pick the bulb. I pick the wattage I need for my recessed light. And then it determines the bulb that you need. So for me, the fix was simple. I used their compatibility tool. If you want a full breakdown of this, you can go to my site, buildingcodegeek.com, where I lay it out in more detail. And I'll leave links in the description, also the product links. I'll leave the products that I used that took care of the problem for me. And also I'll leave a link in there for a neutral wire dimmer.